Good evening, everyone. My title is "Watch Your Mouth." Open for criticism. Why I chose this title because pretty much the Lord has been speaking to me about my mouth, like who I would speak to, and the places I go to when I speak to people. So pretty much, I'm an individual. Like, if I have to speak to people, like, if I'm going through something, I'll tell like my whole life problems to everyone. Like, for instance, like my mother had an AIDS. This was some time ago, like a year ago, where I told her my whole life story, and some, and she didn't come back the next day. So pretty much, like, the Lord's been saying to me, you talk too much, like, just use wisdom when you're talking to someone. So the more we indulge in wrong activities, the harder it becomes to guard our hearts and our mouth, and pretty much, it could ruin your plan. So I'm in a place of transitioning right now. So as I'm trying to transition and move, I got open criticism from my mom. You would think your mom would have your best interest and encourage you to be your cheerleader. And that's not my case at all. I face opposition, as I am in a place of transitioning now. My mom, was saying, hey, there's no jobs out there. Where you going? They don't pay enough. You're not going to be successful where you at. So it's pretty much like word curses that was, thrown at me. So that was an invitation for, like, criticism for me, and it kind of hindered me from not moving forward or going forth where am I supposed to do. Like, I'm a person that just worry about criticism, like, worry about what people think and how they would think about me. Like, I kind of much walk on eggshells, I would say. And it would just, instead of going forward, it would push me back, then I would lose confidence and what I'm supposed to do. I wasn't secure. I was unstable of everything I was doing. Then I just, that allowed me to just, I lost sight of God. So I'm going to go over some points that a difference between constructive criticism and destructive criticism. What it is. Okay, 1 second. Bear with me. All right. Okay. Okay, so constructive criticism is a criticism of giving compassionate and helpful attitude. And the main intention is to help a person to improve his work and focus on shortcomings of the work or strengths and weaknesses of the creator. It offers suggestions and tips to improve. Specifies in clear, detailed, and actionable. Critics are usually experts. They pretty much have experience. That's what I mean by experts. They know what they're saying. They probably pretty much they've been through what you're going through. And my last point for constructive criticism, you should think the critic and try to improve your work. That's for constructive criticism. And for destructive criticism is given with the intentions to harm or insult someone. Main intention is to hurt and embarrass the creator. Focus on the creator of the work, not to be creation. Do not offer suggestions or tips. And they're vague. They're pretty much vague, and they're not specific. Critics could tend to be ignorant. You shouldn't get angry or upset by the criticism. So as I face this, my mom has never been to that place, or, going back to my story, my mom has never been to where I'm transitioning to, and she has never done any research. So she gave me destructive criticism rather than constructive criticism. So my point is, you want to stick to the plans and purposes of God, pretty much, and not lose sight, what the world says, or even someone that's carnal, because I would tend to listen to people that were carnal rather than, someone that was godly, someone that was walking with God. If I had to relate to someone in the Bible, I would, this situation, I would relate it to Nehemiah. Pretty much he, prayed. He was a cupbearer. He prayed and asked God, he was concerned about, the wall in Judah. And, excuse me, and pretty much the wall was broken and burnt. That's where his ancestors were. So he, asked King Xerxes for, his face was downcast, and he asked King Xerxes for permission to build the wall. And, he got permission. He even got and some, he got supplies, to build that wall. And he faced, Nehemiah had faced slander, and he was mocked, and he was slandered, he was mocked, and they tried to distract him for his purpose and plans that he was doing, trying to build the wall. But, Nehemiah, he did build the wall. He even encouraged himself, and in fact, in Nehemiah 6, when he said, he was doing a great job. He said he was doing a great job. They kept sending him messages, 4 or 5 times. They sent him messages to get him out of his post. But Nehemiah went forth and built that wall within 52 days. He wanted that wall to be built, and he did it. God did it for him. So my whole, title is, when you, your mouth and your plans, you have to stick to your plans. And then if you speak too much of your plans, people can come and distract you from the plans and purposes that you have in your life. Okay, my scriptures, I'm going to go through here. Sorry. Okay, my first scripture is coming from Proverbs 13:3, and that is the NIV version. Those who guard their lips preserve their lives, but those who speak rashly will come to ruin. And once again, that's Proverbs 13:3. That's the NIV version. Those who guard their lips preserve their lives, but those who speak rashly will come to ruin. The next scripture is from Hebrews 12 and 3, that's the NIV version. And consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. And once again, that comes from the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 3, and that is the NIV version. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. And my next scripture is from Psalms 141, verse 3, the NIV version. Set a guard over my mouth. Lord, keep watch over the door of my lips. And once again, that is from Psalms 141, verse 3, and that is the NIV version. Set a guard over my mouth. Lord, keep watch over the door of my lips. And that is, Psalms 141, 3. I did have like a bonus scripture. That's from Nehemiah 6:3 NIV. I'm carrying on a great project and cannot go down. Why should the work stop while I leave it and go down to you? That's Nehemiah 6:3 NIV. I'm going to repeat the scriptures. All right. I feel like I'm going too fast. Sorry, I do apologize. The first one is Proverbs 13:3. That is the NIV version. Those who guard their lips preserve their lives, but those who speak rashly will come to ruin. That's Proverbs 13:3. And the next scripture is from Hebrews 12, verse 3. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. And Psalms 141:3. Set a guard over my mouth. Lord, keep watch over the door of my lips. And the bonus scripture I added was from Nehemiah 6:3, NIV version. I'm carrying on a great project and cannot go down. Where should the work stop? Will I leave and go down to you? So pretty much like when you let people into your, like the wrong people into your plans, it can intimidate you, and it can make you compromise what you believe in, and it makes you hesitate on your assignment and your purpose and the plans that God has orchestrated and planned for your life. Pretty much when you have invite the wrong people in, it could draw you back. And Nehemiah, he didn't let that, stop him, from the mock and slander. He faced a lot of opposition, and he still completed his assignment for the Lord. I think, that's what I have for you, pretty much, just to use wisdom and the spirit of discernment when you speak to people. Don't be so much in a haste to go forth and provide your information to anyone, because it can stop and hinder you, and it could cause people to attack you, kind of attack for what you have to be done. I have faced that a lot. I've done that a lot, and that's what the Lord has been working on me with, keeping my mouth shut and not speaking to too much people, or, nonetheless to speak to people that is ungodly, and then they can't pretty much help me. it self-sabotages yourself. It self-ruins yourself, you know. So my word is, you know, if I can encourage you all, is just to be slow to speak and quick to listen, so you won't put yourself in entrapment, because it's like a trap that you put in yourself. Yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Inviting you into like what I'm experiencing, what I'm going through right now. Thank you.